Hi, this is Sean from Time Talk. Today I thought I'd make a video about the Delonghi stilosa. It's a coffee machine, and this is a quick disclaimer. I have no expertise in coffee machines whatsoever, so it's just a punter's kind of review, if you like. But I had a Gaggia Classic, and I've had this the second one of these I had actually, and £400 or thereabouts, and the second one broke in the same way as the first one did. So I didn't want to buy another one of those, even though they're supposed to be the best kind of at home coffee machine in its price range, if you like. So I thought I'd get something a little bit more affordable. So I thought I'd share my experiences on that. I got some mail order coffee. This company called Ozone Coffee. It's cool. Basically, they send you one a month, and they're quite interesting. And this was roasted the day before it arrived at my house, so it's really really fresh. Yeah, so I thought I'd put that on as well. Seems like a cool company. So yeah, so here's the coffee machine. It's about it was £80. So it's a very, very affordable coffee machine, and I was a bit dubious about it. I really, what I like to do is to buy the most expensive thing I can afford, and this was a kind of a bit of a struggle for me to settle for this one, if you like. It's really simple. There's a steam wand. There's a button on the front which dictates brewing the coffee or steam, or setting it to the steam setting. Um, if you turn it to the left, it's steam, and if you turn it to the right, it's to brew the coffee. It's really really simple, really really user friendly. It's plastic. You wouldn't expect it to be very very high quality materials for the price. And here's me explaining how you make a coffee. So basically, there's a plastic water tank. There's a spare basket, a smaller one I think for like an individual shot, if you like. Like I said, I have no experience of, and I'm not a technical coffee person, and my palate's not amazing either. So if you're watching this and you're thinking, this guy's doing this all wrong, I'm not claiming to be any sort of expert. I just thought some people would quite like to see whether this coffee machine is decent. So before I bought this, I read a couple of reviews of it, and basically it said that it is possible to make nice coffee in this machine, which sounds like a daft thing to say, but I was a bit dubious about buying the most affordable coffee machine on the market, basically, which is what this is. It comes with a tamper slash spoon for measuring out the coffee. I have a thing, a machine that grinds beans. It's by no means is it the top of the range or anything like that. And as I said, as I'm going to say it a number of times probably, I am not an expert, but one thing about a coffee machine is that you get coffee grounds everywhere, so that's a bit of an occupational hazard, I guess, but a warning as well. So one thing about this coffee machine is the review that I read recommended replacing the portafilter and the basket. This has got a small, I want to say, I'm thinking 17 millimeters, but that sounds too small. No, it's definitely not 17 millimeters. That's ridiculously small. Um, but it's smaller than on the Gadget, and I think that is like the Gadget's got kind of professional size portafilter and baskets. This hasn't. Um, so that maybe that's why the coffee didn't to me seem as good at first. So set it to the steam um, setting, coffee's done, and you can steam milk. And here it is. This jug that I have is like, I think it's from IKEA. It's not, it didn't come with a machine or anything like that, but it served me well. I think I've had this for the length of three different coffee machines, so the jug isn't going anywhere. You wait for the indicator light to say that it's heated up. I think that's another thing um, with this machine. Wait for it to heat up, give it a bit longer. I think one of the reviews that I read as well said if you kind of turn the switch to brew and turn it off again and then turn it on again. But I haven't found that makes a difference, to be perfectly honest. I think one thing that I noticed when I first got this machine is when you make espresso, you want crema on the top. You want it to look kind of like it has a little head on the top, and this didn't. And then I experimented. It seems to have got better, so I don't know whether that's just the machine bedding in, or whether I'm tamping the coffee down more, or I don't know. Like I said, I'm not an expert, but I think to give this a review, I do think it's a really good value machine, and I haven't. I thought when I first bought this, I thought I'm going to be really disappointed with this machine because I'm comparing it to the Gadget, and actually I haven't been. I think it's interesting to experiment with the different types of coffee and to experiment with the different ways of tamping down the coffee and different fineness of coffee grounds and things like that. Make sure you clean the steam wand after use. But for £80, this machine is really, really good. I've been really impressed with it. It's really, really simple to use. It's really easy to clean compared to the Gadget one, and I think expectations are not so high, so it benefits from that as well, with it being less than a quarter of the price of the Gadget. So there's the milk. It looks rock solid in the picture, but I assure you it isn't. Take it off steam setting and then turn it left, and you can see the coffee coming out. And I think it makes a nice coffee. I mean, again, I'm not an expert, and I know that people who are really geeky about coffee talk about the pressure that the coffee machine gives off. Or I don't even know the word for that, but at the end of the day, it makes a nice coffee. You can experiment with different types of coffee, and that's all I look for in a machine. So I think I apologize about my lack of real knowledge of coffee and things like that, but I think I've used the Gadget Classic for a number of years, and I do like coffee, and I've tried lots of different types of coffee and things like that, and I think this machine is really, really decent for the price, and I would really recommend it particularly if you're getting into coffee machines at home. I have tried other things like cafetières. This me trying the coffee. And I did try a mocha pot, but it didn't really scratch the itch. But this does. So yeah, so tell me what you think of the stilosa, the Delonghi stilosa. If you like the video, please subscribe. And thanks so much for watching. There's my mocha pot. Bye bye.